to this old-fashioned wing T offense.
And the quarterback is dropping back, and now he pitches back, and they get it down to about the 20-yard line, inside the 20, and just running the clock against the Bulldogs. And doing it very successfully, we might add.
Well, they've been doing it all afternoon long, and the Bulldogs, for the most part, have made some pretty good adjustments on the defensive end of it here at in the second half. But as far as the offensive end of it, the Bulldogs just have never been able to get it going here in the third and fourth quarter.
Well, they now start the clock at the 5-minute mark, and we are counting down to the line of scrimmage. I formation. Wing is set to the left side. 3rd down and 5. And the handoff straight ahead, and they're down to about the 14-yard line, close to another first down to the tailback this time. And with all of that motion, they just run the ball straight at the Bulldogs on the left side of that offensive line.
Well, it'll be very close. Evidently 4th down, the referee signals, and don't expect Excelsior Springs to do anything but go for it here.
Well, they have done a job like the Bulldogs did last week against Neosho, the week before against Ozark, of controlling the ball game, which is what they are very successful at doing, apparently, because they have added the Bulldogs to their list of winners. And a big hole, and they break it down to about the 8-yard line. It's going to be first down and goal. They ran it to the right side. They kept it on the ground. They got the first down. They keep the clock moving as soon as the chain is set. And we'll be going under 4 minutes remaining in the ball game on the next snap. Now the clock is moving. Excelsior Springs will go to 12 wins and 1 loss on the year. They've only lost to a 5A school, Liberty, 7-0. The Bulldogs will finish their season with a record of 12 wins and 1 loss, the only loss being this afternoon. But what a super year it has been for the Rolla Bulldogs. Split back this time. They pitch the ball, trying to run wide, trying to get around the corner, and great defensive play by the Bulldogs as they got the penetration that time. Chris Davison came across and knocked down the ball carrier for a loss back to about the 14-yard line.
Well, that's the meeting of a couple of people who have been feuding most of the second half here with Smith and Davison. Davison has missed a couple of tackles where he thought he could have had Smith, and this time he did get him in the backfield, and then he got up and looked down at Smith, and I think Smith just walked away from it.
Powell's wide receiver, I formation, wing back also set for the Tigers. No motion. They hand it to the wing back, and this time Simmons is down to about the 11-yard line. Wes Simmons, the ball carrier for the Tigers, but they are eating up the clock. 2 minutes and 50 seconds remain, and a huge chunk of this large crowd, the largest ever crowd for a Rolla High football game, has stayed, and I'm glad to see that because the Bulldogs still need the support of their fans after this game is over with.
Well, sure, win or loss, after the ball game when the final gun sounds, it's nice to look up and see that you've got all these people here supporting you, and I'm sure that's going to help the Bulldogs to ease the pain a little bit.
Mitch Dolte checked in now for Simmons at wing back, and the quarterback hands off. They run it straight up the middle. Flag, late flag came flying in and stops the clock with 2 minutes and 15 seconds to go. So let's see what the flag is all about. Could be a holding penalty. It is. Illegal use of the hands called against the Tigers. And they have several new ball players in the ball game. We'll mention that also.
As late as that flag came in, I was kind of scared that maybe one of the Bulldogs taking out some of the frustrations on the ball carrier after the play was over with, but it was not that, and that's good to see.
The ball back to the 18-yard line, close to the 17. And they'll be looking now at 3rd down, and will need about 13 yards to go for the first down. Or really for the 19. Where's the ball? They're going to put it at the 18-yard line, between the 18 and the 19. And had a first and goal situation. Now the quarterback drops back, wants to throw. Nessa, now he's under some pressure, and he's going to be sacked all the way back at the 25-yard line. So they tried to add on to their 30-7 lead when they went to the air, but the Bulldogs were swarming that time defensively.
Justin Fry was the first one in, and he forced the quarterback Nessa out of the pocket, actually, to try to scramble. Then finally, I believe it was Lewis and Poe both there, and they finally brought him down.
It is 4th down and about forever to go. They are back at the 25-yard line on this 4th down play. And the I formation set behind the quarterback Nessa as he waits for the snap, and he's going to hand off, and they have a big hole to the 15 and just tripped up and down at about the 11-yard line. Boy, if it hadn't been for the trip, Brock Smith would have been into the end zone for another score.
Kevin Barr tripped him up from his cornerback spot, but that's going to turn the ball over on downs with 1:01 to go. And the Bulldog offense will come out on the field and to try to get a moral victory here by getting it down the field about 90 yards in the last minute.
Well, it has been a big afternoon for the running game, which of course has made the passing game even better for Excelsior Springs. Bulldogs have just a minute left in their season. And what a great season it has been. They come to the line of scrimmage. Andy Anderson quarterbacking the Dogs for the last time, power I formation, and he's going to hand the ball off. They come straight up the middle. One snap and not much there. Actually, and that is Travis Miles quarterbacking. So it is Travis on the last minute here for the Bulldogs. He will be the quarterback apparent for the Dogs, the sophomore.
They brought in the second team offense, and before time runs out, we need to make amends here that I believe Ray Majin is into the ball game. Tater.
Little Tater. Second down, 8 to go for the Bulldogs. Lots of new uniforms on the field, and now dropping back is Miles, rolling, wanting to throw downfield, got a man that was open, but he couldn't get it there. The pass was short, incomplete. And it brings up one last play with 8 seconds remaining in the season. Congratulations to the Excelsior Springs Tigers as they are in the championship game. And I wish them the very best. I hope they win next Friday afternoon against either Jackson or Jefferson City Alliance.
Well, it makes us look all that much better when the team that beat you in the semifinals goes on to win it. It's sad to see that the Bulldogs couldn't make it into the finals, but Excelsior Springs really came out and played a great game today.
Miles to take the snap, and he drops back. He's looking now. He's got a man downfield. The pass is incomplete. The receiver fell down, and they stop it with 2 seconds remaining. So they were trying to get the ball on the sidelines that time to Turk Satterley. Pass was incomplete. And one last play before the 1994 season comes to an end for the Rolla High School Bulldogs. And what a great year this has been, though. Man, oh man, 12-1. Can you believe it?
Who would have thought it?
Well, right now, the celebration of a perfect season, regular 10-0, and then 2 playoff victories can begin for the Rolla Bulldogs, and maybe they can. It's going to be tough, though, to suffer this loss this afternoon, and knowing that you want to go all the way. Rolling, the last play of the game is downfield. It's a call by Rodkoff to the 40. He's to the 20, the 10, and a touchdown of the last play of the season for the Rolla High School Bulldogs. There are no flags on the play. How many yards?
86-yard pass play. Miles to Weinkauf on the last play. They'll probably kick the extra point, will they not?
I think that's it. The game is over with right there. That is the end of the ball game. So what a play. Michael Weinkauf catches the 80.
They have to kick the extra point, don't they?
No, I don't think so.
I thought they did.
No, the game is over with, isn't it? The officials are leaving the field, and now we'll have the ceremony down on the field.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, the game is over with, but they do not play that last play. Final score will be 30-13. 86-yard touchdown pass. Michael Weinkauf catches it from Travis Miles. And the Bulldogs at least end the season on a high note with an 86-yard touchdown pass with no time remaining in the ball game.
Well, let's hope that carries over, and I think it will. After a great year, it ended on a great play. Miles rolling out, bought as much time as he could, finally winged it up there, and about the 50-yard line, Weinkauf caught it in stride, and it was never headed.
Our final score in the semifinal game this afternoon here at Lions Memorial Field, the Excelsior Springs Tigers 30, Rolla High School Bulldogs 13. Congratulations to the Tigers from Excelsior Springs. Best of luck in the championship game next Friday afternoon, 1:30 kickoff at Faroe Field in Columbia. And for the Rolla High School Bulldogs, you can't beat it, folks. What a super year they have had. The excitement that they have given the fans all year long as they finish their year 12 wins and 1 loss, the best record ever for Rolla High School football team, considering they went into the playoffs, finished regular season at 10-0 like the 1954 team did. But boy, I'm really proud of this group this year.
Boy, we've seen this team come back from many hardships in the last couple of years, and then this year just put it all together. And you're right, Tom. I'm proud of them too, because I've seen the downside of the seasons where we've gone and been 3-7 and 4-6 and had some tough times. This year, this Bulldog team just did an outstanding job putting it all together, ending up the year at 12-1. And bravo to the Rolla Bulldog fans. Even though this game was essentially over with by the third quarter, 90% of them stuck around and stayed for the end of the game, and then cheered their team as they made that final touchdown, and cheered them as they went through, shaking the Excelsior Springs hands.
Again, the 30-13 final score. A reminder about Show Me Bowl 94 now. You can see this year's final 2 teams in Class 3A, 4A, and 5A going for the state championships next weekend. Show Me Bowl 94 will be held November 25th and 26th at Faroe Field in Columbia. See high school football action at its very best. Show Me Bowl 94 next Friday and Saturday. For ticket information, contact your local high school, the Missouri State High School Activities Association, or your local State Farm agent. I'll recap the scoring for you, then we'll have the statistics for this ball game. Again, Excelsior Springs started early as they scored with 10 minutes and 54 seconds left in the first quarter on a 57-yard touchdown run by Brock Smith. The extra point kick was good to make it 7-0. Then, with only 6 minutes and 50 seconds remaining in the quarter, it was a 7-yard touchdown run by Daniel Bamfield, and the extra point kick made it 14-0. The Bulldogs came bouncing back with 4 minutes and 42 seconds remaining in the first quarter. 44-yard touchdown pass from Andy Anderson to Steve Smith. The extra point kick by Travis Miles made it 14-7. And we'll tell you about the rest of the scoring after we tell you down on the field. Athletic Director for Rolla High School, John Edgar, is presenting a beautiful trophy, a trophy that says 4A, State of Missouri 4A football semifinalist, and it goes to the Rolla High School Bulldog football team. By far the biggest trophy ever won by a Rolla High School football team. So congratulations. I know they didn't want to get that semifinalist trophy this afternoon. They would have rather sent it back to Kansas City and Excelsior Springs.
They'd rather have that football.
Absolutely, that football which takes them on to the state championship. But as it is, a great season and the award ceremony taking place down on the field. In the second quarter, with just 1 minute 10 seconds remaining, it was a 14-yard touchdown pass from quarterback Brock Nasa to Brian Blevins as tight end. The extra point kick was wide to the right. It was 20-7 at halftime in favor of the Tigers. In the third quarter, with 3:50 remaining, a 27-yard field goal by Matt Sullivan made it 23-7. Then, with no time remaining at the end of the third quarter, a 1-yard run by Brock Nasa on a quarterback keeper made it 29-7. The extra point kick was good, 30-7. And then on the final play of the season for the Rolla High School Bulldogs, it was sophomore quarterback Travis Miles hitting Michael Weinkauf on an 86-yard touchdown pass as the game and the season came to an end. Final score, Excelsior Springs 30, Rolla Bulldogs And now to give us the stats on this afternoon's ball game, here's Dave Horvat.
Well, of course, Excelsior Springs winning out not only on that scoreboard, but winning the stat game also. Really racking up the yards on the ground, 49 carries as a team for 265 yards. Through the air, they were 9 of 16 and even 100 yards, 1 touchdown and 1 interception. Total yardage output of 365 yards. They had 2 penalties for 20 yards. They racked up 15